This is the Brave New Coin Crypto Conversation, hosted by Andy Pickering.
Hi everyone, Andy Pickering here. I'm your host and welcome to the Crypto Conversation, a Brave New Coin podcast where we talk to the people building the future in the Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency space. Hey team, how are we doing? Welcome to the Crypto Conversation. I know in my audience I've got a lot of different types of people. We've got executives, business owners, crypto traders, tech entrepreneurs, and if that is you, then no doubt you are juggling competing priorities all day, every day. Ever feel like your brain is being pulled in a million different directions? And to make matters worse, you can be often sabotaged by a whole heap of interruptions. Yeah, I know how you feel. Some days you just feel totally frustrated because it feels like you're stuck in first gear and redlining for hours at a time. What can you do to break free and accelerate to the next level? Well, Elon Musk's Neuralink, that's on the way, but probably a long way off. Luckily, folks, there is a safe and effective solution that is available right now, and they are a new sponsor here at the Crypto Conversation. I'm talking about Newtopia. Newtopia was created to help high achievers like you break through barriers and achieve more faster than you ever thought possible. Newtopia offers a variety of nootropic stacks designed to boost memory, cognitive function, and energy levels. Taking the right formulas at the right times can help you focus, block out distractions, reduce stress and anxiety, and enhance your creativity. And you'll be amazed by how quickly they work. You can feel the mental effects within just 15 to 30 minutes. Plus, what's really cool about Newtopia is every stack was formulated by a man who is described as the most advanced brain chemist and nootropics formulator alive today. Secondly, every formula is customized for you based on your strengths, weaknesses, and goals, so you get exactly what you need. How much is 1 hour of your time worth? What if you could reclaim 5 hours of productive time every week? Would that have an impact on your bottom line? Well, Newtopia's formulas are a total game changer, and they also come with a full 1 year guarantee, so there's zero risk for you if you want to try them out. So, ready to upgrade your brain? Simply go to newtopia.com/crypto and use the code crypto10, that's crypto10, to receive 10% off any order. And again, the website is Newtopia, that's nootopia.com/crypto, and the code crypto10 or crypto10. All right, let's get on with the show. My guest today is Pascal Tallarida. He is the founder of Jarvis Network, a trading platform to buy, sell, and exchange stable and liquid synthetic fiat currencies powered by an on-chain Forex market. Very interesting. Welcome to the show, Pascal.
Thanks, Andy, for having me.
Thank you for coming on, Pascal. It is a pleasure to have you on the show. We'll do what we always do at the beginning of the show, Pascal, which is I'll get you to please introduce yourself. I'd love to hear a little bit just about your background, your personal story, what you've been doing in the lead up to Jarvis.
So I'm French. I'm 35. I've been involved in the Forex market pretty much my entire life. I've been starting trading when I was 18, 19, Forex market. Then I worked in the Forex industry. I had a prop trading firm, education firm as well. It started actually as a YouTube channel at the beginning. Then I was producing educational content. Some brokers contacted me to help them to educate their users and this kind of thing. So I started with like that. Then at some point, I wanted to develop a trading platform. So we started to do some IT. And from that point, this is when we actually started to go into the crypto rabbit hole. Because when we released this platform, we were wondering if we could connect the platform to both traditional markets and digital one. This was in 2017. So we basically did it. We connected it to Poloniex, and from that point we had a trading platform where you could trade both Forex and indexes and stocks and crypto. But the user experience was a disaster because you needed an account in a broker, then an account in Poloniex. You needed to manage your API key and so on. And then so I was not super satisfied. And then the ICO mania came. So many projects explained their idea. And this is actually when I realized that crypto were not just assets, because until now, for me, that was just for speculation. But you have a whole technology behind. So I fell in love with BitShares. All the idea around BitShares. Read many projects that wanted to leverage smart contracts. So there was already synthetic asset, tokenized of real estate patent, and this kind of thing. And then, of course, Ethereum. And this is when we understood that, okay, a smart contract, basically, it's actually a software. A blockchain is a backend. So we could run a broker or an exchange entirely on the blockchain using smart contracts. And it is way better rather than doing a trading platform connected to multiple venues. And this is how we totally went into crypto all in. Then I personally, I started to be a DeFi user in 2018-19. So I also fell in love about this movement. But it took us many iterations to go from this idea of a broker exchange powered by smart contracts to what we do today, which is, as you said, a platform where you can buy or sell fiat stablecoins.
Yes, very nice, Pascal. So let's start to learn more about a Jarvis network then. So we understand that really it is all about stablecoins. I'm sure your network or the Jarvis network, the mission, of course, will always be to bring the wonderful world of DeFi, decentralized finance, to everyone. That's going to be a long and hard mission, but you got to start somewhere, and of course stablecoins will play a key part in that, I think, as the world starts to adopt DeFi. So talk to us, Pascal, in terms of a little bit of background here, why it's important to, I suppose, encourage and foster the use and growth of, particularly, I think in this case, non-USD stablecoins, right? So what, if that's the context, what's the background?
So first, a very high overview of Jarvis Network. So it's a protocol which allows anyone to buy and sell stablecoins, so non-USD stablecoin, without price impact. So what does it mean? If you have 1,000 USDC, you can buy $1,000 worth of our stablecoin. And we have around 20 different stablecoins. So we have Australian dollar, euro, Swiss franc, Canadian dollar, and so on and so on. So it's this main feature, this convertibility between USDC and our stablecoins unlock two main features. So the first one is that they always keep their peg, because essentially you can always redeem them for USDC. Let's say you have $10,000 of Mexican peso. We also have this currency. You can always exchange it back to 10,000 USDC. So this ensures the peg. The second thing is liquidity. Let's take again the example of the Mexican peso. And let's say that you have this time $100,000 worth of our Mexican peso stablecoin. And you want to purchase, let's say, Bitcoin. Usually, you have to go to either a centralized exchange. In the centralized exchange, you have market makers, so they provide liquidity in an order book. And for currencies which are not widely used, you don't have a huge liquidity, which means that you have slippage and not a very good pricing. And it's the same for decentralized exchange, of course. If you go on Uniswap, most likely you won't be able to swap it because the pool will be very tiny, so you will have a huge slippage. But in our case, because you can convert all our stablecoins for USDC without price impact and at the changing price feed, then essentially all our stablecoins have the same market depth as USDC. So again, if you want to go from Mexican peso stablecoin to Bitcoin, what will happen is that first on our smart contract, we will burn the Mexican stablecoin. We will release the USDC equivalent to what you have burned. And then we just do the swap on Uniswap, for example. And this is how our stablecoins keep their peg and are liquid. So this is basically the main point of Jarvis. And around that, we want to build an ecosystem to, as you said, foster the adoption of non-USD stablecoin. And many times people are asking me, why do you think crypto need it? Because obviously all the liquidity is around dollar. As we have seen very recently, the dollar is actually, US dollar is a very strong currency. The euro is plunging, and as well actually all the other currency against the dollar. So it looks like the market has already chosen they don't want non-USD stablecoin. But thinking this, it doesn't take into account the big picture. For holding a currency, it's true that right now it is way better to hold USD on chain rather than euro and so on. But non-USD stablecoin, they have three other use cases which are very important to me for the adoption. So you have the onboarding and offboarding of people. You have the remittance, so cross-border payment, and you have credit denominated in your local currency. So let's take the first example. So again, you are in Australia or in Brazil, and you would like to go into DeFi. So with our solution, we also have, I guess we're going to speak about it a bit later to see how it works, but we built some kind of infrastructure connecting various fiat on and off ramp. So you are in Brazil, you have Brazilian real, and you can literally go from your bank account to the blockchain without going through a centralized exchange. So you have 10,000 real, you will receive almost 10,000 Brazilian real on the blockchain. And then, as I said before, our stablecoins, they are as liquid as USDC. You can convert them for USDC. So if you don't want to hold your Brazilian real on chain and you just wanted to go into DeFi, you just need to, you can just sell them for anything you want. So it's a very cool way to go from your bank accounts to DeFi without friction in terms of exchange rate. Of course, you can say, yeah, but I can buy USDC with my Brazilian real. There are many solutions providing this. Yes, but the company providing this service, they don't hold a Brazilian real on the blockchain, so they hold USD. So there is a small currency risk and they have to apply some kind of premium. So you will never have a perfect price. While with our solution, you go from a local currency to its equivalent on the blockchain, and then you do whatever you want with it. You can hold it, you can sell it, and so on and so on. So for onboarding and of course offboarding, you need non-USD stablecoin to make a frictionless connection between the two worlds.
Yes.
For remittance, sorry, if you want to say something.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, Pascal, that you know, it sounds like what you're talking about here is kind of the bigger picture vision for Jarvis. It's not just about building another exchange or a DeFi protocol or a wallet. It's about really trying to innovate and redesign the user experience of personal finance by leveraging different technology stacks, right? So I know you talk about this in some of your blog posts and so on. Right?
Yeah, it's correct. We don't try to do things for DeFi people. We really try to push the adoption and to funnel our effort toward, let's say, real world use cases or things that could be valuable both in a bear or a bull market.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing that I thought was interesting, you've talked about, I think I was reading this on your Medium, Pascal, but you talked about how AI is the new UI and interoperability of assets and applications is great, but you know, obviously to allow users to make the best of it, and you know, to encourage as wide a possible and fast adoption, it has to be delivered in an easy to use user interface. How do you think about that?
Yeah, for me, the future of DeFi and crypto is not the self-custody. It's not DeFi power user. What we like it or not, the future is centralized or semi-centralized application built on the top of blockchain technologies, and UI and UX is the reason why people will use a service. And this is why what we are building, we don't have the end user in mind when we build something. This is why sometimes it may sound complicated to use. We have in mind builders and developers who will build application on the top of what we do. And essentially what we are trying to achieve here, it's a backend which allows any wallet provider, crypto wallet provider, to build the equivalent of Revolut. I don't know if you know Revolut, but in Europe and America,
yes,
it's like okay, it's so perfect. So we would like wallets to be able to have this. So basically, it's to allow people to have a multi-currency account, but on chain again, to have an easy way to purchase any asset from any currency, to send money abroad without excessive fees. So you have euro, you send Canadian dollar to a friend, and so on and so on. And this is what we are building. And for me, this is the only way we can go to adoption. So it won't be adoption of crypto. You won't see in the street people with their MetaMask wallet doing something. It will be a fintech, a neobank, who is actually powered by blockchain, but no one will know about it. They will just see that, yeah, you can buy Bitcoin with euro, you can send a Naira with British pounds, but the underlying technology will be something like Jarvis.
Yeah, very, very nice, Pascal. I'm sure that is indeed the case, and that is the future that we're heading towards. I just want to circle back to, I guess, the what you call the Synthereum protocol, Pascal. So I don't know if we've established exactly how that works, but I know that is the first protocol that you guys have built, as I understand it. So just explain what the Synthereum protocol is in terms of the Jarvis network.
Yeah, so in Jarvis Network, we want to build multiple protocols, and Synthereum is the first one. It's a base layer. It's a protocol which allows the issuance and exchange of those stablecoins.
Yes.
So the way it works, so I will try to explain it in a very fairly simple way, because it may be a bit complicated.
Yeah.
But basically, if you understand the way DAI from Maker works, then you will understand easily how Synthereum works. So let's say that you want to buy $100 of JEuro. You send 100 USDC to the smart contract, and the smart contract will mint $100 of JEuro and send it back to you. So in this situation, from your eyes, you just have bought JEuro. But the problem is that you just send 100 USDC. So if the price of JEuro against USD goes up, how can you be sure that you can exchange those $100 worth of JEuro for more USDC because the price went up? So this is the role of the liquidity pool. So in Synthereum, the liquidity pool is where liquidity provider can deposit USDC, and those USDC are used to over-collateralize or to ensure that if the price of euro versus USD goes up, you can still be paid. And this is the main difference between us and other protocol, because in Maker, if you want to mint DAI, you yourself, you need to bring the over collateralization. So you will bring, for example, $150 if you want to receive $100 of DAI. In Jarvis, if you want to receive $100 of euro, you bring the $100. The liquidity pool brings the $50 over dollar, and you receive the $100 of JEuro. So it's somehow the same thing. There is over collateralization and so on and so on, but the over collateralization is ensured by a third party.
Got it. And so, Pascal, if that's how Synthereum works, great. And as part of the core function of the Synthereum protocol and what you guys are doing at Jarvis Network, again, is simply to establish an on-chain Forex market for various decentralized stablecoins, and particularly, as mentioned, non-USD stablecoins. And one of those, of course, is the NZDS, which is the New Zealand dollar stablecoin, which has been issued by Techemynt. And regular listeners to the podcast, I think 1 or 2 episodes ago, I did an episode Scott from Techemynt, who was talking all about the NZDS stablecoin, and he mentioned there was a partnership with Jarvis Network, Pascal. So I understand this was announced back in May, I think, partnership between Techemynt and Jarvis. So maybe just to talk us through a little bit about what that looks like.
So when you issue a stablecoin, you have the chicken and egg problem.
Yes.
Because you need liquidity to have users. But if you don't have users, it's hard to get liquidity.
Yes.
So what we do with Techemynt is to tell them, look, let's create a liquidity pool together where you both have our own NZD stablecoin, the jNZD, and yours. So we use Curve for that on Polygon. So why we do this? Because it's basically interconnect the two stablecoins together. It's like if we merge them, we take all the feature of jNZD, all the feature of NZDS, and we literally merge them together into a single one. So NZDS, it's a fiat-backed New Zealand dollar. So it's a perfect fiat on and off ramp because you can go from New Zealand to NZDS back and forth at a 1:1 ratio. For jNZD, as I said before, because it's a Jarvis stablecoin, you can exchange them easily for USDC. So you have a large on-chain liquidity. So if you connect those two stablecoins together, what do you essentially have? If you are an NZDS holder and you want to buy something like Bitcoin or ETH, and there is not enough NZDS liquidity on-chain, the best route will be to swap your NZDS for jNZD, thanks to this partnership, so thanks to this pool. And then the jNZD, you swap it for anything you want. Of course, it requires multiple transactions, but we have built a quick application which abstracts away all those things. So basically, you can go from NZDS to EUROS or Bitcoin or whatever in a single transaction. And it works also the other way. Let's say you have Bitcoin and you would like to cash out in New Zealand. So you will basically sell your Bitcoin for jNZD, jNZD for NZDS, and then you will burn the NZDS to redeem the NZD. And this is essentially the reason why we work with them. And on the top of that, it also allows NZDS holder to earn yield, because to attract liquidity provider to deposit their jNZD and their NZDS within the pool, we of course pay yield. So the benefit is that you have yield denominated in NZD, and you have a better on-chain liquidity for NZDS.
Yeah, that is exactly right, Pascal. And how big are those pools in terms of total assets locked?
So we have always had an approach to do something small first, and then to scale if we need to scale. So at the beginning, before the bear market to come, our target was to achieve something close to $1 million of $500,000, sorry, of liquidity. So we reached that point, and now the idea is we need to build something on the top of this pool in order to make it more useful and then to attract more liquidity. So for now, it is not important for us to attract more liquidity until we build this kind of thing. So what we would like to build, it's first a crypto fiat broker for New Zealand. Very easy. So you have NZD and you want to buy literally any token on Polygon, since we're on Polygon. So under the hood, what will happen is that the NZD will be used to mint NZDS, NZDS will be swapped for jNZD, and jNZD for something else. But we would like to have this, those transactions all batched within just one click. And after we have something like that, then we can scale and we can attract more liquidity and grow the pool. There is other use cases. It's lending. So for example, you have Bitcoin and you would like to borrow NZD. So what will happen? You deposit Bitcoin into our money market, you borrow jNZD, then you swap the jNZD for NZDS and NZDS for NZD. So this also, we would like to have an application where you just deposit Bitcoin and you receive NZD right away. So those applications built on the top of what we have built are mandatory for me before to grow the TVL. If no, it will just be a waste of resources. We are not here to try to have the biggest TVL ever and to impress market like, hey, look, we have 2 million or 5 million on. We want to first have a proof of concepts, product market fit, and then to scale.
Yeah, makes sense, Pascal. So you mentioned the bear market, and of course, we are well in the depths of the bear market at the moment. No one knows how long it will last. But how do you think about this in terms of, do you just keep your head down and keep building and working with new people and go from there?
Yeah, it's our second bear market. We did our first ICO I think the first day of the last bear market. So yeah, we used to build in bear market. I actually prefer bear markets because you receive less pressure from the markets. Yeah. Because of course, when you have a token, people they don't really care about what you build. They want the token to go up. So not that I'm sensitive to external pressure, but it's true that it's very annoying when every day, when the token pump and so on. So in bear market, at least, you can build without receiving any pressure, and you build value that will be valued afterwards. So yeah, we just put the heads down and keep building what we started to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. And if we look even further forward, cast your mind forward, say 10 years, a decade or so, Pascal, what do you think DeFi starts to look like then? And, what does the on-chain Forex market start to look like then?
So as I said before, my vision is not necessarily the sexiest. I don't think DeFi as it is now will thrive. It can't be more than a niche because of all the security issues, because of the self-custody, and so on and so on. Yeah. I've been trying to convince most of my friends and surrounding to go into DeFi, to leave, Celsius and so on. They know that they can do better in DeFi, but they don't have the time. They have normal work, they have family and so on. Yeah. You can't dedicate, So this is why for me it will remain a niche, not to mention, of course, the self-custody issue. So my vision is that DeFi is actually the best ever backend that we have ever built. When you are Revolut or Binance, you have 1,000 of employees. You have many servers all around the world. You need basically to have a very huge infrastructure. You need a lot of developers to maintain this infrastructure and so on and so on. When you are a DeFi protocol, you can achieve almost the same result if we remove the scalability, of course. But in terms of end result, you achieve the same thing without any server. Everything runs on the blockchain. You don't need a developer to maintain anything. So this is the beauty of the thing. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to build a fintech application for lending, for remittance, for everything you want, it actually makes more sense to use a DeFi protocol, whether it's Aave, JICE, and so on. So my vision for the next 5 to 10 years is that education has to be redirected from the end user to the builders and fintech developers to show them that, hey, DeFi is not what you read on newspaper. It's not the hack or the rug pull or whatever. It is a powerful backend to provide financial services. And so for me, in 5 to 10 years, you will have Revolut or Revolut-like application who are actually using DeFi protocol to serve their user, and it will cost them way less money than the architecture they're using right now.
Yeah, makes sense, Pascal. Very nicely said. All right, well, as we finish off this part of the podcast, just anything you can share in terms of what you're working on at the moment, what is coming soon to Jarvis Network. What can you tell us?
So until now, we have mainly focused on finding the perfect product market fit for us. We are confident to say that we found free product market fit. So now we are working on scalability. The protocol we built, the version 1, was not built with scalability in mind. It was really to make tests, basically, and again, to find our product market fit and our niche. Now that we found it, we need to scale, which means that we need to attract liquidity providers to be able to mint way more stablecoins. So this is the version 2 of the protocol. We have completed it already. It is audited. Now we are finishing a few tests, and we will launch it soon together with a new token, which will also be designed to coordinate all those liquidity providers that we need to scale. So it's like not a new protocol, but it's like if we start from a new foot with a new token and let's say a new protocol to scale.
Fantastic. Mint all of the stable coins, indeed. All right, well, let's go to a very quick break, Pascal, and then we'll come back. We'll have some fun. We'll finish off, and we'll run you through the very famous Crypto Conversation hot take round. Back in 1 second.
Super.
In today's crypto market, the team at Brave New Coin are the sector's leading builders of custom crypto indices. BNC's powerful indexing engine draws on Brave New Coin's premium data to calculate high-frequency, intraday, and end-of-day indices for a wide range of index products. BNC's custom indices help you to gain exposure to the crypto assets class and track your performance against the market without having to become a stock picker. Not sure what you need? A Brave New Coin consultant can help you assess your requirements. Contact BNC today to find out more.
All right, we're back, and I'm with Pascal Tallarida. Pascal is the founder of Jarvis Network, a trading platform where you can buy, sell on exchange stable and liquid synthetic fiat currencies. Yes, it's an on-chain Forex market. And Pascal, I like to finish each podcast with a quick round of rapid-fire crypto conversation hot takes. Are you up for it?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome, Pascal. So I'm just going to throw some questions at you. Just want quick, snappy, hot take style answers. But yeah, just no right or wrong way to do this. Question 1 for you, Pascal. It's a bit of a strange one for you, perhaps. Where would you say that you sit on the Bitcoin maximalist to multi-chain opportunist spectrum?
It's a very good question. So, of course, as an Ethereum, a builder in the Ethereum ecosystem,
yes,
I will be more on the multi-chain spectrum.
Yes.
But ideologically, I'm more into the Bitcoin maximalism spectrum. I think Bitcoin is the most fantastic thing that have ever happened. It's the best VRP for crypto. It is embedded in the culture, in the history. You have movies about it, video clip. So Bitcoin is the king, will always remain the king, and this is why I somehow understand, maximalist. And but it is very hard. I think I'm a bit decided, like schizophrenic on that regard.
Well, I can tell, Pascal, from talking to you that you're a kind of a not your keys, not your coins, pure decentralization maximalist in your heart of hearts. But the rational, pragmatic side of you knows that there need to be other ways of doing things as well as we go to full mass adoption, right?
Yeah, it's not sad because it's the way it has to be. The ethos that all the things on the why crypto has been built and so on, it's beautiful, but it cannot be mass adopted because people they want convenience. It's normal. We live in society with rules, with norms, with protection. We should be allowed to make mistakes and so on. And blockchain, pure decentralized application, doesn't pardon if you make a tiny error. If you, even as a power user, I've been hacked. I made mistakes losing money because I didn't see what I signed. One day I was maybe too tired. I used it. I was victim of a phishing attack. And this is why it's very hard to have the mass adoption. So yeah. I like it, but you have to be very pragmatic.
Agree. Nicely said. All right. Well, Pascal, what would you say is your firmest conviction, crypto opinion?
My biggest conviction is that markets will start realizing that it is very hard to price a token without using traditional model like cash flow. So let me expand a bit on this. I like to say that there are some assets like Tesla or Bitcoin or any token that you can't apply a real cash flow logic, because the value is somewhere else. The value of Tesla is in the brand, it's Elon, it's the way he tweets and so on. The value of some token is the community, and so on and so on. So it's very hard to price this. And because it's hard to price this is why sometimes you can have, some kind of bubble, and people they don't really know where to stand. And also the time when you can't price something with a cash flow, at some point people need to take their profits. So you can have if there is nothing backing those price, no cash flow, people they don't really know where the fall can end. While with cash flow, somehow where the fall can end, or if it ends lower, you can buy those tokens because you know that it can generate a big cash flow. So I think the market will, unfortunately, again, this saddened me a lot, because I was a true believer in we don't need a cash flow model to price an asset. We can invent new things, but at some point you need to be reassured. So I think the market, my strong conviction is that the market leader will be the one generating real pure cash flow, not inflation. Farming at some point will stop or will change dramatically to be able to scale, because again, farming is not sustainable. So yeah, my conviction now is to invest in assets which generate cash flows, which are not necessarily connected to real farming.
All right. Sounds good, Pascal. William Gibson famously said that the future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed. Can you think of an example of the future being here right now, Pascal, but most people just aren't really aware of it?
I think this is a bit too weird and maybe a science fiction vision. But I'm kind of pessimistic in human. I think we will keep doing many mistakes, which means that there will still be many pandemics, and I don't think overall the future will be bright, which means that we will live more and more into digital world. So this is why I'm also a firm believer in metaverse. So I think the future has been developed for 20 years already. Metaverse exists for years, Second Life, World of Warcraft, and so on. So the future is here. We just don't realize that soon it will be very important to invest in real estate in the metaverse, to do event, concert, and so on in the metaverse. And NFTs are important because if they represent you, if they can become your avatar, they can replace the Rolex if you want to flex in the metaverse and so on.
Yes, indeed, and I mean you sort of just answered this already just then. But the next question, Pascal, is if it's time to zoom out, time to get weird for a second. What do you see as the long-term future for the human race? Do you see dystopia or utopia?
Yeah, dystopia. I mean, it's very bad, but just see what happens in Europe. I was so shocked that in 2022. We have this war that is actually very close to us. I'm in Bulgaria, and the way social network has been used, all the propaganda. When I was a kid, when we learned World War and genocide and so on at school, I was always like, it can't happen today with internet. I mean, people will make a revolution. It's not possible. But actually, it is absolutely possible. It happens every day. We watch it on internet and we just let it go because, and myself also, we are not, maybe we are too self-centered. Maybe we don't have courage enough to do something. So what I saw those recent years, it draws for me a very shady future. So more dystopian.
Yeah. Hard to argue with that. All right, let's close this out, hopefully on a brighter note, Pascal. The final question is, what is your favorite science fiction book, film, or TV show?
It's very classic. I would say Star Wars, but I like Star Wars just because I'm very nostalgic. and also because it's very dense. But there are many other very dense, of course, science fiction artwork, let's say. Recently, I love Dune. I never read the book, but I watched the movie, and I'm someone who likes a lot of music. So the music in the movie, it's totally, it totally moved me. So I started to be way more into the Dune universe, which was actually way before Star Wars. So yeah, I would say Star Wars for the how to say the nostalgia, but recently more about Dune.
Fantastic. Star Wars and Dune, excellent choices, Pascal. This has been fun. I've enjoyed talking to you. Nothing else to say really except to hand the metaphorical microphone back to your good self. Please tell the listeners where they can find you on Twitter or wherever else you like to hang out on the internet, and what they should do if they want to learn more about Jarvis Network and start making use of various stablecoins.
Yeah, best will be Twitter until we build our Lens protocol profile. So just Jarvis Network on Twitter, and then you will find me easily. And I will be, I don't know when the podcast will be published, but next week I will be in Paris for HCC. So I will be very happy to meet anyone interested into speaking about stablecoin, Forex, and DeFi in general there.
Awesome. Well, we won't be there, but we'll be there in spirit, and all the best for that. And in the meantime, thanks very much, and all the best. Bye for now, Pascal.
Thanks, Andy. Bye.
All right, there you go. That was Pascal from Jarvis Network. Yes, trading stable, liquid, synthetic, fiat currencies. It's an on-chain Forex market. Very interesting segment of DeFi. Well, that is the end of today's show. Do hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Crypto Conversation in whatever podcast app you are using. But that's it for today. See you again soon. This was the Crypto Conversation for Brave